Welcome back, guys. Sarah, always think up, always think up. You know what we do around here. Uh, Thank you. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the messages. Thank you for all the emails. Thank you for all the support. Mm. Thank you for interacting with me to give me things to feed everyone. I'm loving the love. So today I want to talk to you guys about positives and negatives because I got an email today from someone that I think is very beautiful. And they told me a story about their lives and something that they were going through. And basically, the gist of it was, I've been on this positive track, Sarah. I mean, they think that I have been in it longer. It's just it doesn't that none of that matters because I fall off too, just like you. I swear to God, you might not believe me, but I do fall off. I do. I do, and that's why I wanted to make this video. I was just so frustrated yesterday and crying in the car. I couldn't even explain to you how frustrated I was, and ooh, that's a bad place to be. So, you know, I get it, and the more positive you get, the more you feel that feeling of that contrast, is what I call it. It's not the negative; it's just the contrast of the positive. So it's just it's to teach you something. It's to learn you something about it. So, we have these positives and we have these negatives in life. And, can you look into a negative and find a positive? Can you look into a destructive disaster and find a positive? It's a really hard thing to do. And that's kind of a way that I've been training my brain. So, you know, things that I have gone through that have stuck. We all have things that we go through that could, are here, neither here nor there. And to some people, they might be like a disaster. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about that. That's not the stuff I'm talking about. I'm talking about the stuff that you go through that sticks with you, the stuff that you go through that creates fear in your body, the stuff that you go through to where you start to change and you start to be different and you start to be, whatever. Um, I believe that, in the contrast, it's just our inner self, guys. And what the inner self is always wanting you to know is like your best you. So, when you're not feeling your best you, then sometimes you don't wake up to your inner self, and your inner self's kind of in there like, hey, get it together. Get it together. You're better than this. Get up, get out, smile, laugh. There's all this love out here for you. Well, when you're rolling in the doo doo, sometimes you don't even feel that. So sometimes your inner self has to really like give it to you. So you think, oh my gosh, I don't like this feeling. So now you're thinking, you don't like it. So to me, I even have learned now in studying the laws of attraction to look at the negative as a good thing. So when something negative happens in my life, I'm like, all right, that's because something great is about to come. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Well, in even in my doo doo yesterday, whenever, I went through some doo doo yesterday, I was crying in the car, even in my doo doo. Right after when I try to get myself out of the doo doo, I'm like, this means something great is happening. Something great is going to happen. Something great is going to happen. And the greatest thing about the laws of attraction is I don't do spells, guys. I don't wish things in my life. I create my life. So, I don't wish for a particular person or a particular area or a particular thing. I ask for like a general feeling of that feeling because that's what you want. So you might be asking for this particular thing or this particular person or this particular place, and that's not where you're supposed to be. So your inner self is always going to keep on telling you that's not where you're supposed to be. When you find your space and when you just roll in it, that's it. That's okay. So there are two things. You have being in the doo doo and you have riding the wave. Like that's it. Or like you can get in this routine where you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. You know, and sometimes, you could feel like you're cruising around in the laws of attraction. You could feel like everything good is happening. Yeah, this is why I do it. I love it. I love the laws of attraction. Everything comes back. And then all of a sudden you get boom, that person or, that situation that just shakes and stirs your whole entire soul. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to make videos about love and I'm losing all kind of people that I love, and things are crumbling down and crumbling down and crumbling down. And sometimes I wonder, is it that I'm not supposed to be doing these videos of love? And then, I have people that come in and remind me, like, are you kidding me? That just means you need to fight harder. That just means something great is going to come to you. So, as I've been doing these videos, guys, I've been going through it. And to give you love fills me up. My clients at work, they think I'm helping them. They help me to learn people and how they love. Everybody loves different. Everybody has different things. Everybody thinks of negative and positive different. Some people really like negative. Some people really like positive. You never know. When I learned the body holistic, it turned my negative into a positive. So, growing up, I had a lot of knee surgeries, and I had pneumonia, and I had gotten through some things, and the doctors and the shots and the way they treat you, and I just felt awful about it. I felt awful about the body. I felt broken. I felt just slack, and I didn't feel connected and anything. And so then to learn the body and to get work done and to learn the body holistically, that's changed my whole entire life. It changed my mind. It changed my body. It changed my spirit. I feel better. So I don't know why these people bang up into us. I don't know why when we are trying to roll around in the positive that you get banged into. It happens to me too, and I'm not really sure. And I just have to think that with the laws of attraction and love is the key, that if it's in love, then you're doing it right. And sometimes it could be in love and somebody tests you, and the things that they say and the lies and the manipulation that they just swarm around you will make you even start to question yourself and what your path is and what your motives are. And your motives are love. My motives are pure love for everyone out here. So when I don't feel love in my life, I try to figure out where is that coming from. And, not everybody you can change, and not everybody you can communicate it out with, and not everybody is willing to listen or absorb the way that you live and the positivity and how, I think of negativity like ugh, I don't want to be around it. I get away from it. I mean, even when people I love are in a negative place, I get away from it. So when, anything, I don't roll in the doo-doo. Like I said earlier in my videos, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for everybody and anything bad I hear and anything I see on Facebook, and I'll give a prayer and I'll give a prayer and I'll give a prayer, but I'm not rolling in the doo-doo. So, positive and negative, I think it's just in your mind. So is your mind, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? My mind was negative, but my life was positive. Why was that happening? I have allergies. I used to tease my best friend all the time. Is it karma? Was it negativity brought back to me? I don't know. I love you, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. So, I don't know. Positive and negative, it's just such a broad perspective. And, if you have any questions or anything like that, I could always tell you things that I've been through. And, sometimes I felt wrong and sometimes I felt right. And standing up in the name of love, I think, is just really the only way. So if what you're doing is out of spite and out of hate, then no, that's not the right way. If what you're doing is to get somebody back for how bad they hurt you or something, no, that's not the right way. If you're just doing it in love and you just want it to be love and the reason is love, then I think you are all right. And sometimes when people bang up into you, you just have to push them away. And, some people can say, Sarah, well, it might be their spouse, it might be their mom, it might be their dad, it might be their grandma, it might be their sister, their daughter. You have these negative people, and it's just like there's a lesson to learn in it. And sometimes you can get to a point where you've had enough and you have to cut that person off, and that has to be respected too, because somebody that's negative all the time, whatever they're going through, if they can't wrap it up for you, then you don't have to sit in and listen to anything that you don't want to listen to. So, a lot of my friends, or maybe even when I started, a lot of my family thought I was selfish because I would walk away when you're in the doo doo. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like some people are starting to notice. And, it's funny because when they come to me and they're in the doo doo, they start to even just start thinking up by themselves before I even say anything. Um, so it's a lesson. It's a test. It's a test. Are you praying for something? When people bang into me, normally, I don't pay attention and I'm off in this dream and I'm just loving life. And so I think that when people bang into me, it's just they get my attention. And there's always a lesson. There's always a lesson. And, I always try to think, is the lesson more love? Do I need more love on my behalf because of this bang? Is this something that I need to focus better on? And then and then you branch out from there. So whenever you branch out from there, then you start to dig into, how, what about this person? Because, if you're just trying to help, trying to help, and someone keeps throwing negative energy in your life and being terrible to you and making you feel terrible, you have to get to a point where you can protect yourself. That's loving yourself. So, me, I'm all about love yourself, love everyone else. I'm not saying be mean, I'm not saying be rude, but you have to do the real things out of love that you have to do. Um, so any questions, I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm manifesting. I'm creating my life. I love every single piece of it. My Nana's on her way home. Um, I love all of you and thank you. You never know. I like positive vibes. I like up here. So I don't really got time for the negative. Sorry, guys. We're all connected, so I feel it all. One love.